Hello everyone and welcome to another day of high yield Usmle questions. So today we will be talking about pulmonology. So a 50-year-old male patient presented with confusion 2 weeks back. He did a chest x-ray which showed a mass. The patient did not come for follow-up after the x-ray finding. He has 20 pack years smoking history. While waiting for the lab results, the patient developed seizures. Lab shows serum sodium of 115, so that's really severe hyponatremia, severe symptomatic hyponatremia, and potassium of 4 and chloride of 100. So potassium and chloride are normal. Which of the following will be seen in this patient due to his condition? So this patient definitely has some sort of lung cancer, because he has a mass here. Also, now the patient also has hyponatremia. So the main thing here to know is that most probably this patient is having SIADH secondary to a lung cancer, and the most common lung cancer that would cause SIADH or perineoplastic syndromes would be small cell lung cancer. So remember, whenever you have perineoplastic syndrome, think about small cell lung cancer. With the lung cancer, if there is a perineoplastic syndrome like SIADH. Also, but like all of other perineoplastic syndromes include ectopic ACTH production, which can cause Cushing's. So and also like PTHRP is another ectopic production of a hormone that is also perineoplastic syndrome. But remember, the PTHRP, parathyroid related peptide, would be associated with squamous cell carcinoma and not small cell carcinoma. So if you see hypercalcemia with a lung mass and smoking history, think about squamous cell carcinoma that releases this PTHRP, parathyroid hormone related peptide. So let's explain this this question. So now we know it is small cell carcinoma because it is SIADH because of the hyponatremia. So now SIADH, what happens in SIADH is that there is increased production of the ADH hormone. So what does ADH do? So if this is a nephron, and let's say this is a artery, so in the nephron we have water, we also have solute. So let's just represent that by sodium because that's a major solute. So what ADH does is that it reabsorbs this water. And remember, it's free water that it reabsorbs, just the water, not the sodium. So, and here we have a sodium as well. So if you increase the absorption of free water, you are going to dilute this sodium in the blood, and so that leads to hyponatremia. Also, the urine will be concentrated because now you're just kind of getting all of the blood out, and so it is getting concentrated, the sodium levels. So here, that's why this patient is having hyponatremia, because of the free water reabsorption, because of there is a ton of ADH in the body. And so then what would be finding here? So now if there is increased H2O reabsorption, you would expect a really hypervolemic state where you get the pulmonary edema, you can get ascites, you can get elevated JVP, peripheral edemas. But remember, none of these things actually happen. The patient are usually in SIADH or euvolemic, and this is a really high concept to be aware of. So I'm going to explain this now. Is that when you have SIADH, there is water retention. Like I said, there is water retention. If there is water retention, there is increased intracellular fluid volume. It will suppress the ROS system, renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. So there is decreased aldosterone. At the same time, there is also what does normally aldosterone do? What aldosterone does is that it actually reabsorbs water plus sodium. So if aldosterone is decreased, there is no water reabsorption and there is no sodium reabsorption. So there is increased loss of sodium in this in decreased aldosterone state. And another thing that this increased expansion of the intravascular volume does is that if this is the heart and this is the ventricle and this is the atrium, it can expand this atrium and ventricle because of the increased blood that is coming to the heart. And this expansion, this stretch, releases something called BNP and ANP, natriuretic peptides, and they will also increase excretion of this sodium in the urine. So there is increased loss of sodium. There is also increased loss of with the sodium water, And so you don't get that hypervolemic state because of increased BNP and ANPs, the natriuretic peptides. So this leads to a euvolemic states, because this will increase loss of sodium. And with the sodium, remember, whenever there is loss of sodium, a water follows that sodium. So whenever there is increased sodium, water is going to go there. So if there is increased urine going out in the urine, there will be more water that is going to be following that, and that results in loss of water plus sodium, and resulting in euvolemic state. So that's why in SIADH you don't get hypervolemic state. So this is a really high yield concept. So if someone asks why euvolemia, just tell them that there is decreased aldosterone because of decreased ROS activation or suppression of the ROS. Also, there is a stretch on the heart ventricle and atria, and that releases natriuretic peptides that causes natriuresis and loss of sodium and water in the urine, and that's going to cause a euvolemic state because now you're losing the water. So I hope this video was helpful, and if anyone requires tutoring, they can email me here. And if this channel helps you, you can support the channel here, and you can get my high yield step 2 CK notes there as well. Thank you for watching.